Kieran Duff, thanks very much for making the long trip up from Newcastle today. How are you?
Trip down, actually, right?
Yeah.
I'm all good. I'm very good, yeah.
And why don't you tell maybe people who don't know who you are, what you do, kind of a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, so I work in events. I run a night called Odyssey in Edinburgh, which I just started with my good friend Nick Checketts. So I'm running that for the foreseeable future, trying to make that a massive night. Formerly, I've been Darius Syrossian's tour manager, which I've done for the past year and a half. Which I've done that. I've made all my contacts in the industry of what I want to do and stuff. That's what I've done from there. I've worked in Cuckooland, Do Not Sleep for Neil Evans and Lisa Barakoff. I've done event management for them. I've done stage management. I've done all sorts. That was in Ibiza. That's in Sankey's Ibiza and Ibiza Rocks. So basically just events and just pissing about in the music industry, really.
The tour managing, I think, is what kind of how we found out about you, anyways.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing that's kicked me off, and that's like working for Darius Syrossian was one of the best things I've ever done in my life, because that's gave me what I want to do in my life. That's made me know what I want to do. I want to work in the music industry. I wouldn't pick any other sort of life. I've met everything. I've made all the contacts through Darius, which that's why I have much love for him. Still love working for him, but just here and there.
How did that come about?
Funny story that. Well, Darius's fiance now. Congratulations to Lauren and Darius. They just got engaged. I moved out to Ibiza in 2018 or 2018 now. Moved to Ibiza in 2014, and I moved into like some shitty little workers block called the Zool Apartments. And Lauren, Darius's fiance, that is now, she lived there as well. And I was just really good friends with her, and she was going to after parties and stuff with Darius and stuff. So months and months of them going to after parties and them starting to see each other. She's like, "Oh, you're my good friend. Do you want to come to this after party?" I was like, "Why not? Yeah, go to an after party in some sunny villa. Why not? Yeah. Sounds like a good laugh." And then I went there, and ever since then, me and my mate Griff went to that after party, and we just clicked with Darius, and we've just been hanging around with him since then. He's been through a few tour managers since before me, and then after a couple of years of doing that, he's like, "Do you want to move to Manchester and be my tour manager?" And me at the age of 21, I was like, "Yeah, definitely, why not? Like, there's nothing better you can do." I got to travel the world. I've been to Miami, all over Europe and stuff with him. It's been amazing. Like, I really have a lot to thank to him for it.
So you're at an after party. Darius Syrossian says, as at an after party, a lot of people do. Everyone talks a bit of brown, you know. As it is, he says, "You want to be on tour manager?" You say, "Yeah."
Well, it took a good few after parties for that. It wasn't just the one after party.
But on
it
that,
took years of it. Then I moved in. Me and my mate Griff moved in with him and Lauren into a villa, in a really, really nice villa in Ibiza. I think it was 2 years ago, and we moved in there. And then after that, he had a different tour manager at the time, but then things didn't work out with him. He was like, he needed a new tour manager. It was getting to the end of the summer. This is the last year of Space, which was wicked. So I was doing a lot for Neil Evans and stuff in Space for Do Not Sleep. So he was like, "Oh no, it just made sense for me to just move to Manchester with him and be his tour manager," which is wicked. I had one of the best years of my life doing that. Just traveling.
So what happens when you first day of tour managing? What happens?
Well, yeah.
What's the brief like? What do you have to do?
Basically, it's just, responsibility is just, you just have to look after your DJ, just to make sure everything's organised. So organised like hotels, transfers. I'm not saying I was the best tour manager in the world, but I did my best. I was a 21-year-old kid, just got everything handed to me.
I had some horror stories by the sound of it, yeah?
A few here and there. There's probably a better one to tell you about them, but
missed flights, missed hotels.
Not as many missed flights as you'd think and stuff, but just a few mishaps along the way. But we've had a great. He's one of my best pals in the whole world, so we had a great laugh.
Is it one of those things that, like, because obviously it's such a party environment, but for you, like, if you miss a flight, if you miss a hotel,
it all comes back to you. Like, that's what, like, working with Darius's agent was an absolute legend, David Oyston for Air London. So working with him is an absolute pleasure, because he's so organised. They have all the itinerary well organised and stuff, so it makes the job very easy in that. But it's just being in that party environment of just, it's such a mental environment, especially when you're just trying to be organised, when it's just like hotels, after parties, do 3 or 4 shows a weekend all over different places, Europe, America and stuff. It's hectic, but you just have to try to keep your head together. It was challenging enough, but by the end of it, I was like trying to do gigs sober and stuff, and that's when you just realise how annoying people are and stuff. You just
chewing the ear off you the side of
Yeah,
it.
exactly. But it's all right when you're having a few drinks, you're loving it. You're like, this is deadly and stuff. But then when you're trying to do it sober and realizing that, like, where Darius is coming from, like, this is, it's hectic. It gets hectic, like, especially touring.
Did you find it was hard to keep a balance between, like, do I party tonight or do I keep a sober head?
Yeah, well, that's what at the start I was like, this is brilliant. I just like got into this job, everything like just free drinking, that loads of people, everyone's so nice to you and stuff. Then I was like realizing, hold on, I have a responsibility here. I need to get my act together. I have a responsibility. So then I was just doing it sober and that's when in Ibiza and stuff. I got a great opportunity. Neil Evans, who owns Do Not Sleep and Cuckoo Land, he went on holidays for like a month during the summer of Ibiza, so he left me like fully in charge of event management and stuff for Cuckoo Land in Ibiza Rocks and Sankey's Ibiza for Tuesdays at Do Not Sleep. And I promise you I'll do it all sober and stuff. So that's when I was just doing it to prove to myself, because a lot of people are just thinking, he's just a wreckhead and stuff. He's just out on Ibiza, he's just a party with a wreckhead and stuff. But I just did it to prove to myself that I can do it and this is what I want to do, like just a bit of responsibility, and I actually enjoy doing it, you know what I mean?
So
I enjoy organisation.
So that was over summer after you'd finished tour managing, you came back.
No, I was still tour manager. I was still working with Darius each week in, week out in Ibiza, doing his Ibiza gigs. But then I just took over for Neil, like absolute legend, gave me the opportunity to do all of it, Do Not Sleep in Coogland, like mega nights like in the world, just to run the whole thing for a month, like just to give me the experience, which like I was like, this is brilliant, like this is amazing. So that's what made me like click, is like I don't want to do anything else in my life. This is. And
like, did you do like the whole organisation of the events?
Yeah, well, just like all the bookings we done months before the summer, and that I'd just be doing like all artist liaison and stuff,
all the operational kind.
And then event management on the day, like making sure everything's sorted. Like it's a good bit. It's a long day, but doing it sober is an even longer day. But
I can imagine.
Yeah, but it was brilliant. It was the opportunity of a lifetime, especially a kid my age. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of not a lot of lads I know as young as me. I'm only 22, so I was doing what I was doing. So I was like, this is great. It's really gave me like the cop of what I want to do with my life.
So that was obviously in Ibiza.
That was this summer, just gone in Ibiza, and then after that I was like, all right, I'm gonna go try set up a night. So I was I moved to Newcastle, where Newcastle's a proper. It's a hard market to crack and stuff. I know a lot of promoters there. Some of them do well, some of them don't. But I was living there. I'm with my girlfriend still, my girlfriend Leah. So she was living in Newcastle. So I moved to Newcastle, not because of her, because I moved in with my best mate and stuff as well. she was just. I can't be saying that.
Just to get that clear.
She'd be loving that.
She might not.
But then
and then the doghouse.
No sex for a week.
Oh, stop it, mate. You gave me the doghouse. But so I did that. But then when I just got back, Darius goes, "Do you want to come to Edinburgh and tour manage me for an Edinburgh gig?" I was like, "Wicked! This night called Odyssey." I was like, "Yeah, sounds great." So I got a train up, and Edinburgh. I met this boy Nick Checketts, and we just had a great crack on that night. It was like deadly buzz. We went to an after party at his. I was like, oh, brilliant. He was only 21. I was like, he's booked massive people before, Patrick, Richie, everyone big before. I was like, oh, fair play to you, you're doing well and you're only young at it. And then literally, I'd say less than a month or two down the line, it's a funny story. I was up in Edinburgh visiting my mate Griff, and I was on the train back down, and Nick texted me on Facebook going, would you like to, I have an idea, would you like, that I'd like you to work on me with. I was going, oh, okay, sounds wicked. I'm on a train, speaking of that, I'm actually on a train from Edinburgh, and he was on the same train from Edinburgh to Newcastle, so I was like, what? This is weird as fuck.
Yeah.
So he came down, and then since then he goes, I want you to do one of his mates that he used to do night with wasn't doing with him anymore, so he goes, I want you to do half this night. So that's the main thing, that's my main goal now, is for the foreseeable future, is like putting all my contacts and stuff into work, like, and just trying to get this night, Odyssey, in Edinburgh, trying to get it for next year, like a really, really massive night. Yeah. And then hopefully like moving on a few other nights and stuff, maybe a few other cities. Yeah. But it's just the market is, most cities are locked down completely, like just such as Manchester and stuff, like
big time.
There's not a lot as a up and coming promoter. There's not a lot you can do with the likes of warehouse projects and stuff like that.
How much business in our industry is done at after parties?
Jesus, yeah, I'd say a lot.
90%.
That's it. See, that's what as exactly that as coming up as a promoter and stuff. See, if you try to book people, but a lot of these promoters are DJs' friends from like, they gave them their first gigs donkeys years ago. A lot of old school guys and stuff, like they're absolute legends, but like DJs are loyal to them. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard work for like an up and coming promoter, like trying to get bookings and stuff, because a lot of agents and DJs and promoters, they're all like, this music's industry, a quite tight knit circle. Like everyone knows who everyone is, so it's just trying to crack into it and trying to get the business, which is really hard. That's what exactly. I've had a lot of promoters like, I want to do a nightly and stuff. I was like, okay, with that Nick lad who's only 21 and he's got massive bookings before, and I was like, oh, wicked. So it's something to work with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the main reason.
Is that the same in Ibiza? Obviously, when you know.
Ibiza's even a harder market. I'd hate to run a night in Ibiza, to be honest. It's just that's so even had such like all the world's best DJs are playing every week.
Yeah.
They're playing, and like you're up against the likes of DC-10 and stuff. It's one of the world's best clubs. It's unreal. Like I'd hate to try. Fair play to Neil Evans and stuff. They have smashed it, but it's a hard old job. It's a hard graft.
Going back to after parties.
Yeah. So everyone wants to know.
Yeah.
Who would be the top DJs that you know you're in for a fucking good night?
Or
like who's the ones that you're most like forward looking to going out with?
I don't want to like try and name drop anyone or anything, but I don't know, probably like Ollie Scream. I always have a good crack on him. Just this summer alone, spent like a week out with him in Hideout in some mad hotel, and just him and Chloe like absolute they're absolute ace people. So I love them to bits. There's tour manager Dave Powell as well. They're just ace people. Jamie Roy, my best mate.
Yeah, you look quite like him, to be fair.
That's it, mate. It's non-stop. It's all right. It's all right, especially when we're around each other all the time. But fucking hell, yeah.
How did you meet him? How did that come up?
How did I meet Jamie? I still question that sometimes.
After party.
I think it must have been an after party. It must have been an after party at some stage. But then
Still hate it, is it?
how did I even become good friends with Jamie? I think we both just booked the hotel together in Miami last year, and we just go, let's get oh no, we did snow bombing. Oh no, wait, Miami's before snow bombing. So we just got a hotel room for 5 days together in Miami, and we just like, since then, we spent the whole summer together in Ibiza and stuff, because he was the main resident for Do Not Sleep and Cuckooland, so he played like something mad, like 30 shows over the summer for Do Not Sleep and Cuckooland, and I was at every single one of them, so I spent most days with him over the summer. And then ever since then, he's just been my best pal. But after any DJ that party, it was probably Jamie, yeah.
Having been to all the countries that you like, you know, at gigs, at Darius's gigs or whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think is what difference is it like here to Ireland to abroad? Like how different is it? Do you think?
You can't anywhere. I'd say Ireland's probably the best, like crowd wise, definitely, in the whole world. Like an Irish crowd, you can't beat. I always say that everywhere, or Scottish even. Scottish are just as mad.
What do you think about the Irish scene? Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, no,
we'll get to that in a sec.
No, that's good. Just saying Scottish are mental cunts as well, basically.
What about like you said you were in Miami? Have Americans grown to?
No, I don't like. Well, I only went to Miami for like 5 days, but I wasn't like. I thought I would have loved it. It was my birthday and all that week. We was mint, like everyone was DJing on my birthday in some really nice hotel. Darius and all was playing, like Barlow that were playing, which is wicked. But I just really didn't like Miami. I don't think like the people are just so like at the party they're so involved in like who you know at the party and stuff. It's so like
it's a bit superficial, like. Yeah,
really, really like who you know at this. Oh, do you know that DJ? And that, like most parties, I'm like I don't give a shit who I don't really care. I'm just here to have a good time. Do you know what I mean?
So that's the biggest difference between here and there.
Yeah, definitely.
But so musically though, it's completely different as well.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's a lot of like EDM and stuff, isn't it? Like it's not. But I just like. I wouldn't have like that much of I wouldn't be like, oh, I'd love to go back to Miami or not. I didn't have that great of a time. It was like, it's amazing that you're in the sun, all your friends are DJing and stuff, which is great. But it's just the crowd, like it's just, I hate people like asking me who I know at the party and stuff.
What about the crowds at the gigs? Are they up for it or no?
Different. To be honest, it was a blurry few days.
Yeah.
I was in and out of parties.
Jumping around the rest of it.
It was a blurry few days. I was in and out of parties. Like I wasn't paying much attention to anyone really. Other than the rest.
She wasn't in Miami at all.
I Wonder where the next drink's coming from.
Is that the only place you went? Miami, was it? Did you go anywhere else?
I've been all over Europe with Belgium's, Switzerland. I've been to France, Austria.
Any gigs that stand out? Any places that stand out?
There's a club called Labyrinth in. Oh, where is it? Is it Zurich? It's just outside Zurich, but it's unreal club like, and the promoters like over there look after you so well. Like, I've never been so well looked after. Anything you want just straight away. But that was probably one that stuck out to me last year. Like, because we just had a good. It was Do Not Sleep party. We had like Matt Toffrey and stuff over there, and they're just like funny people. And it's just a night that stuck out for me. It was just a good laugh. So yeah, a lot of good places to go. But
as you said, with the promoters looking after you, like,
yeah,
as a tour manager for however long you've been doing it,
yeah,
you must have to put up with some shit like.
So there's some
time.
promoters out there that aren't as good as others. Most promoters sound like they do anything for the DJ. But
what's a particularly bad time?
Oh, can you?
You don't have to name the promoter.
I'm not gonna do. I wouldn't do that.
Just the scenario that.
Well, no, it's not even the promoter time. A lot of it is just like. A lot of what makes a bad night is the stress of of one or two gigs before it, and then you're getting to your last gig and just trying to organise. A lot of it's the stress. Like, that's what, if I'm stressed early in the night, like just trying to organise drivers and stuff, that's just kind of like it puts an impact. I wouldn't let it wreck my night, but it just puts an impact.
Has there ever been a promoter that pulled a runner? I thought someone that like they were.
Oh,
you don't have to name names. Like
that's a yes.
There's a few dodgy ones out there as well, but.
Yeah.
I tried to keep out of that end of it. That's what Darius and his agents used to do it.
When I met you for the first time in Gorilla.
Yeah, I didn't really know that till tonight.
Yeah. That's how I found out about you.
It's probably on a heavy one there as well.
Yeah, well, not at that stage, but I'd say it went on. But it was kind of the first time I obviously met you as manager. I was kind of looking like what your job role was.
Yeah.
And at one stage I saw you lighting a fag underneath the booth and handing it up to Darius. Is that a common?
Yeah, that's it. Because a lot of them say no smoking and no cigarettes under them.
Yeah. I saw you like hand it up. I was like, no way. To be fair, no one would say it, surely.
No, most of them don't say anything to the DJ. You get a few odd bouncers to go.
Yeah.
A bit happy.
Is that's pretty much the standard, is it?
Yeah, that's just all part of the job at the night. Like, just make sure he's good, make sure he's happy. Do you know what I mean? Make sure there's no dickheads around the booth and stuff.
Yeah.
Really it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's no job description of a tour manager. It's anything.
It's just make sure everything. Well, there's the serious part of it before the gig and stuff, but during the gig, well, it depends who you're working with. Darius is quite like lenient and stuff, but. Because I have a few drinks when he's playing and stuff, and we go to an after parties together, and that would have a good crack on and stuff. That's because he's one of my best mates. Do you know what I mean? But like before it, there's the serious part of it. Like before the getting everything organised, getting the hotels, transfers, and all that. So basically, when you get to the gig, once you have the pickup ready and the next flight organised, you can have a good time. So most people see me like, oh, it's a lenient job and that, but there's a lot more that goes into it before it. But when you get all that done, you're like, yeah, let's have a few drinks. Out with your best mate, he's playing some amazing gigs somewhere in the world. You might as well have fun around a lot of amazing people.
Yeah. And like, at what stage do you think does a DJ need a tour manager?
Oh, big question that. Don't know. I don't know like what stage you need it as. I think it all depends on the DJ, and just a lot of it is like just being by yourself. Like if a DJ can afford to have a tour manager, it's having someone there, someone organised. Is less if they want to just worry about getting their tunes ready, playing an unreal set. That's when they need a tour manager, because all they have to concentrate is just get your tunes ready and play an amazing set. They don't have to deal with the transfers and all that. So I think it just depends on the DJ really, whether or not like maybe just even afford it, or just whether or not I think it just depends on the DJ. I think a lot of gigs you don't need a tour manager, and I think some of them you do. Some of the gigs, like, just depends where you go, and there's no way of telling that what gig you need a tour manager. That's why you mainly have it, like. So it's a
sort of a luxury as opposed to a necessity.
Yeah, you could say that, but I don't know really, because there's a lot of tour managers do so much. Like do a lot of stuff. Like I think it just depends on the DJ completely. Definitely.
Yeah. So it's not
But
like...
it is like well, like a big DJ that doesn't want to worry about all that stuff. They're getting paid well enough. A big DJ doesn't want to worry about all that stuff of just like dealing with everything. Just want to get to the gig, do their gig, and get home. Do you know what I mean? A lot of serious DJs.
So the tour manager though, are you covered by the DJ? So the promoter will book the DJ's flights.
I think it depends on each DJ. No, a lot of promoters like pay for an extra hotel, and then we either get paid from the agency like Air London or get paid from Darius out of Darius's fees. It all depends on which you deal with promoters, because a lot of promoters get like different deals because they've known them for years or they book them 2 or 3 times a year. So it's all up and down.
Do you find, is it hard to keep a balance between like being tour manager and being a mate? Because like,
that's what I found like that. It is a big difficult part of it. It's like it's just as hard even for the DJ, because one of your mates like stuff gets serious sometimes. You know what I mean?
Have you seen the video of Seth Troxler when he's the RA of Seth Troxler and he's giving out shit to his tour manager because he's just not punctual at all?
I think
it's the one where he's like he's at the EDM thing and he's like, it's Sonic earring.
Oh,
you know that? Have you seen that?
Or something. Yeah, I've seen that.
Same.
But that's it. A lot of it's stressful. It's definitely like I would find. Maybe it's not a good job hiring your best mate to do it. I think you need someone maybe that's not involved with you, because probably works out better like as hiring someone. But a lot of DJs do it for the reason of like having your best mate with you. But definitely, 100%, it definitely gets difficult at times. Definitely.
Why isn't it the best idea to hire your best mate? What's the...
Just cause stuff gets stressful, and like realistically with your best mate, you don't want to be telling your best mate what to do, but the DJ has to. It's a job at the end of the day. It's not just some people, like if you hire someone, some people just take the piss. Do you know what I mean? Just going, you get everything, take the serious side out of the job, which I find happens a lot. So. And
like, how did that happen to you a few times where you were like,
a few times when I first started and stuff, I was like, this is great fun and that. But then like Darius is one of my best pals, so he's always have a word with me. He goes, just need to smarten up and be serious. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And I've realised that like from doing it. But like with such good times doing it, you know what I mean? So it's always a good time really. But
is there ever times when the tour manager is the responsible one and the artist isn't?
The tour manager is responsible.
Is actually the boss of the operation. Obviously the artist is the artist, but is there ever a time when
the tour manager is just a lot of that is just the tour manager is just the artist just doesn't want to, just exactly what I said, just wants to do the gig, get the gig done and go home. Like a lot of DJs don't want to after party and stuff that. So the tour manager just get them in and out, like make sure like, because the artists don't want to deal with promoters and stuff and just like, can I get a drink and that, do you know what I mean? So the tour manager just get everything sorted, flights, transfers, hotels, everything booked. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of work to it before a gig, but during the gig it's alright. And it depends on the promoter as well.
Yeah.
The promoter makes your life easier or not.
Yeah.
Because you don't want a promoter that just pisses off and you're trying to find drinks. You're going through a crowd of like 1,000 people to try find a bartender that doesn't know who you are. You're like, can I get drinks for the DJ? And they're like, don't know who you are and stuff.
Yeah.
The promoter's pissed in the background, just like pissed in the back with chatting to someone. Or something.
Is that standard? Is it?
Yeah. So it's just like it depends how good your promoter is as well. How easy your job is then.
Yeah. So you're a music fan, obviously?
Yeah, I love music. Absolutely love music. That's what I got into like years ago. That's how I got into all this like scene and stuff. My mate Ed, who works for 404 Music, Ed Fay, he ran a night called Flush years ago in the Twisted Pepper. This one was like 15, so I used to sneak into that when I was a kid. And that's how I got into like that was like UK garage and old UK garage and stuff. But then just the old Twisted Pepper, I just used to sneak in there and stuff. One of my mates' dads was a jazz DJ and stuff when I was a kid, so it just got me well into music. So that's how I got into the whole thing, and I'm always a big disco fan and stuff. So,
like having followed Darius around Europe and the world, have you ever been tempted to actually dive into it yourself? I
have done, like when I moved to Manchester with my Griff, and I have not a lot of people know, but I've DJed a little bit and stuff. But I've just like when I was DJing, I just realised it's not for me. Do you know what I mean? And I've always respected that. I know anyone can be a DJ, anyone can learn how to mix and stuff, but I respect the fact that a DJ is a DJ, and if done it their whole lives, and like a lot of my mates that are DJs, they live and breathe music. Do you know what I mean? It's all they think about all day, and when they're at parties, that's all they want to do is play their tunes and stuff. So I respect that. That's why people ask me, why don't you be a DJ? It's like, because I think a DJ is a sort of person rather than just choosing to be a DJ. I think it's a sort of person. It's a sort of guy that's lives and breathes it. So I was like, I'm just not that. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be that. I wouldn't want to fake. I wouldn't want to fake trying to be a DJ and just. I could probably get gigs and stuff because of who I know and stuff, but it would just be fake. It's just not. A DJ's proper passionate about it. That's what I love about a lot of them. Like their passion for it. So I love about Darius and that. A lot of them like such good passion for it, which is amazing. Like it's amazing to see. That's the main reason. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Do you think that applies to like across the board? Like what you were saying, you probably could get gigs because of who you know, which is so true across the industry. Do you think though there are people that say don't have that mindset, where they're like, you know what, I don't have the passion that this guy has, and they just run, you know?
I think a lot of people just like it's the hot thing to do, isn't it? Just become a DJ. Like you can download Beatport Top 10 or something, just go into a club and just if you know the count to 4, you can mix on CDJs nowadays. Do you know what I mean? So I think a lot of people just do that, like buy into the idea of being a DJ, but the ones that actually make it are the proper ones, the passionate ones about it.
And you can see
you can always see just there's something about them. Just you can always see the quality, even just going to see them play. They have like more of a persona behind the decks rather than someone's just mixing tunes. Do you know what I mean? It's a persona. You got to watch a DJ, don't you? You got to see them. Like it's a persona to give off. Do you know what I mean? Like they're passionate about it. Like that's what crowds vibe off and stuff. It's all about like moods and feelings and stuff. Yeah. It's not just someone mixing a tune and it's about like, oh, this is brilliant. He's unreal. Like to watch.
Yeah. So that's you were always a music fan before you came into the industry.
Massive music fan. Like just going to the Twisted Pepper early days. Like seeing Kerry Chandler and stuff and Nina Kravis and stuff in the basement there when I was only like 16 or 17 or something. I was like, this is mint. Like this is amazing. Do you know what I mean? That's what really just gave me like. I was like, what else would you want to do? Do you know what I mean? And
there was obviously, so as a fan, and then having worked in the industry now, there's obviously times when you're sitting at an after party once again, with some of the lads that say that you would have really, been fans of.
Like, oh, definitely,
definitely. What were the points where you thought like, Jesus, like this is pretty sick ground.
At the start, it does get a bit surreal. Like you're like, oh, this is amazing. Like I've looked up to these people for years. But then after a while, when you just like, I think once you're like, DJs deal with so many fake people and so much like lick arse and fake people. I've learned that from it. Just like, be yourself, be real, just be normal, and then you just become mates with them after a while. There's just not just normal average guys. You'd slag them like any other person. Do you know what I mean?
Did you ever fanboy someone? Or like you probably have, but who's the worst?
No, I don't. I think that's what has been my motto. That's what I've just like. Even if I did even if I like, oh, I love that DJ to bits, but I'd make it my like thing. Just don't give him any attention. Don't say anything to him because you just end up looking like a twat. So
yeah,
I just always hold back, and then like if they have the time of day for me, I have the time of day for them. I'd always just do it on that motto. Like
you obviously see firsthand how much lick arson goes
exactly.
To what extent are we talking here? Like, it must be. I mean, we can only imagine, but like, to what extent is it bad? Like, it's cringeworthy.
But no, cringeworthy. When you say that, cringeworthy, but they're the ones that pay the bills and stuff. They're the punters. They're
moving on to like nights. Tell us a bit more about your night and how.
Oh, wicked! Yeah. Just like that, just Edinburgh, like I think a lot of the cities in the UK and especially Dublin as well, even they're all locked down with like big, like old promoters and stuff where have great contacts and stuff. So they're all locked down and stuff. So Edinburgh, which is a wicked city, I love it up there. So my mate Nick, he goes, just want to do half this night with me. I was like, wicked, yeah, why not?
Is it a monthly thing or is it
a monthly? Yeah, I want to do a monthly thing, like big only big DJs booked like once a month. So we've just done Crystal Clear. It was a Dublin boy, Declan from Dublin. He was absolutely ace. He smashed it. Then on Burns night we did George Fitzgerald, which he was wicked. He smashed it in Cabval, which is an unbelievable club in Edinburgh. Then for February we're gonna do just a residence night with Jamie Roy and Nick, and we're gonna get Griff on as well, I think. And then March we have Tiga, and then April we're gonna try get someone for April, and then summer blowout on the 17th of May we're gonna do Jackmaster in a secret location in Edinburgh, which is like Jack in Scotland's just massive. Do you know what I mean?
He's done.
He's like a god up there. So that'd be sick. So that's what the main thing. And then coming straight back for freshers next year. Try to get someone really massive for freshers and then Halloween. So just try to do like someone really, really big once a month, which I'm looking forward to. I feel proper passionate about it, so I'm just trying to make it as big as I can. That's what I'm putting a lot of work into at the moment.
Was it tough, like, adapting to a new market, because you're obviously not from Edinburgh?
Well, no, that's why it's perfect working with Nick, because he's booked all these people before, and he was like, "I just need someone to do it with and just put some work in." Do you know what I mean? So he knows like the clubs, he knows the club managers and stuff, which is a hard thing to find. And then I have a good relationship with the DJs and that, so it's worked out as a perfect little partnership. And then just putting like the first thing I did is got Jamie Roy as our resident, which is he's one of my best pals. So it's just get him down. He's wicked. He's from Scotland as well, so it's just worked out really well. It's all just clicked. It's just weird how stuff just happens. It all just clicks. Like just when a point you don't know exactly what you're gonna do, it all just comes together and clicks.
So like that's obviously your full-time job now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking into completely now. And then maybe in the future for next year, looking into a few nights with a few people in some other cities, but a lot of the cities are locked down completely. So
did you ever get tempted to do a night back in Ireland?
I was just saying that to you earlier, but I speak to a few lads about doing a night in Ireland. Ireland's a hard market, but if I was to do something back in Ireland, I'd work with one or two promoters I know back there that do well there. So I'd just work with them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't try to do it myself, because it's such a hard market. But if I'd love to do something. I'd love to do something in Dublin, especially. I'd just love to do it with someone. There's a few promoters I'd love to do it with. I couldn't say anything until anything happens.
What do you make of the Irish scene at the moment?
Yeah. I haven't been back in Dublin much, but it's a lot locked down. Well, I only really know Dublin to an extent, so it's a lot locked down. Dublin, District 8 and the boys, Bedlam boys, have similar like lockdown to like Wales project with. But it's absolutely brilliant for them. It's a good sort of pull. Like it's a great relationships with agents and stuff they have to do that. Obviously, it's hard for some other promoters like not even up and coming. Other promoters are just hard when trying to go against a venue like District 8, which is unreal. Like trying to go against a venue like that and trying to get big DJs booked, it's a difficult job. But to be honest, most cities are that now. Nearly every city in most cities I know, someone's doing something big. So you have to find either a niche to it, and that's what the joy of the job is, isn't it? Trying to find something different, a loophole in it.
It's a tough game now, isn't it?
It is indeed. But that's where the passion comes into it, isn't it? That's where it's like if I can do something cool, new, something different, it'll be wicked. It will smash it. It's all about creativity and stuff, which a lot of jobs don't have. You have like, if you put something creative into it, like it can work out. Or it's an up and down market, which I'd rather live my life like that. It's just up and downs. You win big, lose big.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I think. Would you agree that I think the secret, not the secret now, but the best game plan now is to build your night based on a residence night, not splash the cash.
Definitely,
you know
to some of the promoters that I've known that are doing really well in the past few years, is like if you build up a good crowd that follow your residents, you can absolutely do.
It's half the battle, isn't it?
You could do unreal.
It's half the battle. I think that's the like. I mean, there's some good nights.
If you have a few kids that have a good following in your town that bring a couple of hundred people, every week in out, or every few shows you do, it gives you the opportunity to book massive DJs.
Yeah.
I think that is just getting good residents.
It's easier said than done though.
Definitely in cities it's just
you need to have a core group of mates that just absolutely love the set.
exactly,
every week, like, you know, which some people do it. Like, I mean, there's a night in Dublin, Tea Party, that they seem to be doing. They seem to be smashing it. Don't they? Like, they seem to be smashing it. I mean, it's just residents. I think they do some bookings now, but
really,
it seems to be good. But
it's just finding the like big people that have a big like persona, big attitude and stuff. Like, get your residents like that.
Yeah,
big following, then you're smashing it. Yeah.
So you won't be going back to Celbridge anytime soon, or?
No, I'll pop back every now and again, but I don't know if I'll go back and live there. But I love the UK. I love living in the UK. Done the past few years. I love it over here, but I love Dublin as well. Hopefully get back to do a night at some stage next year.
If you
just to help out or do something like that.
What, go back? Oh, for a night, like?
Yeah, definitely. One or two of the good like I know a good few promoters there like that are really good pals and stuff. I'd love to work with them just because I know they have the same passion for it, so that's why I'd love to work with them.
Yeah.
You definitely.
having kind of gone through where you went now, you went to Ibiza as a young lad, all this kind of stuff. What would you be doing if you didn't meet?
I haven't got an absolute
Who you've
clue,
met.
mate. I'd probably be a plumber or something like that, but to be honest.
Would you? Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Back in Selbridge.
Yeah, probably, mate.
So it all kind
No
of
clue, yeah.
all
Or
kind of
being-
works
or
out.
being uni or being a plumber or something like that.
Did that never cross your mind?
Of course it did, yeah, but I got to this stage, when I was like 18, I was just going, what am I going to do this summer? And then Aoife Cleary, one of my good friends, she's dancing and music on, she's like a great dancer over in Ibiza. She goes, I just go, she's older than me, so she's a little bit older than me, so I go, can I just come over to Ibiza? It looks amazing, can I just come over? So I went over as a kid, didn't know what I was doing, just moved into some crappy little, saved up like €1,000 or something, moved into some crappy little workers block, and since then I never looked back on it really. It felt like it's made me made me realise what I want to do.
So it's been straight sailing.
Yeah,
since
straight.
then?
Well, that's why I wouldn't go back to Ibiza unless it was moved. Each year has moved forward in what I've progressed in like from one year just selling tickets in San Antonio, walking around selling tickets. To the next year, a few years after, tour managing Darius, and years after that doing event management for one of the biggest nights out there. It's like every year seems to just got better and better. So.
Do you think you learned from selling tickets in such a competitive
I
environment?
don't know. No.
Are you good at it?
No, I was shy at it, to be honest. I used to just sack it off and jump in the pool and stuff. Just crap out of me.
But obviously, you're
But
here
yeah, it's
now.
all happened for a reason, I suppose.
And so what happens for you now? Are you back on the road with Darius?
I'll do a few shows for Darius and stuff, yeah, in the future. I love working for him, but I'm living in Newcastle now at the moment, so just concentrate on Odyssey, which I'm excited for. Then probably back to Ibiza, and then work with Neil and Lisa again, which is really good for Do Not Sleep. I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do yet, but I'm sure it'll be exciting, as always. And after that, Edinburgh, just concentrate on getting a big night there, and then something else. I want to get a few things on the go.
You know what, Do Not Sleep, like, you know that they've kind of shifted between different venues.
Yeah.
What was like your favourite party of the lot?
Oh, well, we first opened at Vista Club.
I was there.
Right, yeah, it's wicked, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that was wicked, but it has to be Space on us last year.
Yeah.
Every Sunday in Space. What a legendary club. People to work with in Space as well. Like, Space is one of the best clubs in the world. I reckon it was the best club in the world. But in there every Sunday was just amazing. Like, meeting some of the people there, some legends that DJ there.
Did you go to Hyde, the new Space?
I've been to High, yeah.
What
yeah.
you make of it?
I actually do like it, yeah. A lot of people are giving it a lot of stick and
A
stuff.
lot of
but
people, yeah.
I do like it, yeah, why not? But I know it's a new image on sort of Ibiza. It's more of a high end sort of club and stuff. But no, I do like it. I'm not one to doubt it. It's done really well. I love the toilets. They bang out disco on the toilets and stuff.
Do they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a DJ in there?
Yeah, there's DJs
Is
in the
there?
toilets. So you can't go wrong with that. So
No.
I just judge it on that on a good night.
Do you think though, with Ibiza, as a worker to as a tourist, they're completely different places?
Oh, completely.
You have to
I'd
know
never. I
where
don't
to
think.
go.
I don't think I'd go to Ibiza as a tourist as such, because I know my mates that have done it, and it's just like, it's like you go out and you just get on it for 5 days or something, stay up for 5 days and something like I couldn't handle that. When I'm living in Ibiza, I go out like maybe once or twice a week, and I have a heavy one when I go out, but the rest of the time just like chilling out, going to
It's
nice
so
places.
tempting though, like.
Yeah, no, but it's, you think that, but it's just, you'd rather just chill at night and stuff. You go like watch a nice sunset and stuff, go for some there's such amazing food and stuff. Then you just end up just tired, so because you went out for like the after party's gone for days, so you go out on you used to go on a Sunday, you wouldn't get back till like Wednesday morning or something, so then your week's nearly over, so you just, the rest of it you just write it off. Do you know what I mean?
Better call the mother.
Yeah.
Some lifestyle though.
It is amazing lifestyle over there, like, but it's trying to get a bit of reality, trying to get a bit of work into this bubble that they call Ibiza, that is just summer of fun, do you know what I mean? Because when you get back, you just have to, you can't just piss your life away, do you know what I mean? You have to have some sort of serious to
Is
it.
that a moment when you arrive off that plane?
Yeah.
Is that reality?
Yeah, it's the first year as well, I was like, oh, what am I doing? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Just get me back there.
Yeah,
Just get me back in the bubble.
Which obviously you did. You went back to Poland.
Yeah, I went back. I've been, I think 4 summers out there now, which has been, it's been great. It's been fun.
Is there anything that mimics Ibiza, or is it just so unique in its own right?
I just think it's unique in its own. I've been like Croatia and stuff. I've been to a good few festivals in Croatia. And
Tour managing or just
I've been tour managing Croatia, and then I've been on holidays. I've been hide out a couple of times. I've been to Outlook years ago, but I just think I just think nothing compares to. I might sound a bit biased, but nothing compares to Ibiza. Really, like all that sunshine and that, but I think Ibiza is just a happy place.
Yeah,
it's just a nice vibe to the island, which is wicked.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I think we've run out of time here. But listen, we'd love to call up to your night anyways in Edinburgh.
Definitely,
at some stage. Definitely call up.
And then next time we work with Darius, I'm down here or anything, I'll give you a shout.
100%, man. Thanks for making the trip and coming to chat with us.
Definitely, yeah.
Pleasure.
It was worth the trip.